actually just came to say a few words rather than ask questions. I think I know where Glyn stands when it comes to some of the policies that people are asking questions of. This morning I actually spoke and endorsed George Galloway in Bradford West, and spoke to them via telephone. And one thing I said, that reason me being in politics, people like him and Glyn and others actually gave me birth to politics. I am who I am today because of their contribution. And I think one thing that someone like me never forgets, their grassroots and where has they come from. I sent a text message to somebody a while back, to a comrade, saying that I want to go back to the grassroots where I've come from. Although, you know, I am the deputy mayor and I enjoy that role, but it's not the same as being on the grassroots and attending meeting like this, a smaller meeting. You know, I don't want to just attend and speak and rush off to next event. And I endorsed Glyn officially a few days ago, and calling on all my supporters and all my friends and families to vote for him. And there is a few issues around this. One, I think we have to be very clear as to what is happening at the moment. You can have somebody from the mainstream political party, and I think this is something that I have learned over the last 6-7 years in terms of, and obviously when I was elected as a respect councillor, when you have somebody from the mainstream political party, they will only speak what their masters want them to speak, and they will only say what their masters want them to say. This is absolutely fundamental in all of this. The other thing also we have to understand, the community deserves somebody who understands the community, somebody who listen and be available. Now, I tell you something, the two current prospective candidates that we have, especially in Bethnal Green and Bow, she's not campaigning as hard as she can because she thinks she already got it in the bag and there's no need for her to go out and knock on the doors. When you go and knock on the doors and you talk to people, you appreciate why they are, you are out and people ask you questions, just like you have the opportunity to ask one-to-one question with Glyn tonight. And I think this is why it's important for the communities of this borough to send a very clear message on Thursday night, that when she realizes, even if she wins, and I say big if she wins, she does realize that her vote has reduced, her support in the community has reduced, and they cannot take the community for granted. That's absolutely essential. For Glyn, I think what I will say, I have worked with Glyn for many years now. I have seen him in action. I have seen him when EDL have tried to enter Tower Hamlets, how he have worked with mosques, church, people of faith and no faith, black and white, and how to mobilize and unite people to make sure that we send a very loud and clear message. Somebody who's got huge background in housing, somebody who has campaigned tirelessly for housing. I remember when I first came a councillor, Ocean Estate, where people will recall some of them, when Tony Blair was Prime Minister, £56 million was given for regeneration of Ocean Estate. I've been a councillor now 12 years. I'm yet still to know where has this £56 million gone and how that money been spent. But unfortunately, when you come from the establishment background, you don't have to be accountable for anything or what goes wrong. And when Glyn and myself, we fought against this stock transfer, and we were successful. And this is why in Tower Hamlets, Ocean is one of the states was handed over to as a result of a stock transfer. And where stock transfer has taken place, people are still suffering, whether you go to in Broome House, Holland Estate, people are still suffering. Not long ago, last council election, they brought a petition raising their concerns and their issues. And this is why I think I'm proud to endorse Glyn. I'm proud to support Glyn. He is somebody who who's bedded into the community, somebody who understands the community, somebody who will be the championing the issues of community. And I think for me, it's absolutely essential. And I'll say this, you know, if people sitting in this room and outside this room, if they didn't fought racism in this borough, someone like me would not be standing here today. Someone like me would not be living in Dockland when 10, 15 years ago, black and Asian people was too frightened to go into Dockland. When I was 7-year-old, I used to go on D7 bus into Poplar, Crew Street Market. There used to be a British guest office there where people used to go and make a payment. And my dad used to go there, and he used to go around the Dockland. And my dad always used to say, don't come in this area. It's a dangerous area. It's a nasty area. But it's no longer that the case. It's only because people in this room and outside this room made that contribution. And we are grateful to those people for those making this contribution. But this fight, unfortunately, is not over. What we have seen that happen with Lutfur Rahman, it shows us that fight is not over. Reason it's not over. And I said this to Lutfur Rahman himself. Someone like him and people in this room and outside this room gives my 5-year-old daughter a hope in life to fight injustice. But unfortunately, there is people out there who wants to take that hope away. They want to take that chance away so that people like my daughter do not stand up when injustice is taking place, do not fight for their rights and defend their rights and their community's rights. And this is why we need somebody in Parliament, you know, who will stand up. You can have, comrades, 10 sheep or you can have 1 tiger. And that's the same thing I said about Galloway. People may disagree with Galloway in many things. People may disagree with Glyn on many issues. I don't expect people to agree. I don't think I will agree probably on everything Glyn says. But I'd rather have him than have a puppet of a master in the Parliament who will only speak what they say. When Rushnara Ali says, I resigned in opposition to Syrian war, she did a deal, we all know that, with Ed Miliband, and she resigned, but she abstained. She didn't even have the courage to vote against it. So it was a kind of people feel, and this is the problem. The people feel, the establishment feel, the people of Tower Hamlets are so naive and so incompetent when it comes to politics that they will just follow as they are told to follow. That is not the case anymore. People are educated, people are articulate, and they are very much into politics. So I hope the people will come out in their hundreds and thousands on Thursday and vote for Glyn. I will certainly say Stepney Green ward is my ward. I've already spoken to the community leaders and the key stakeholders in that area. They will be certainly voting for Glyn on Thursday. They will certainly get their friends and families to vote for Glyn on Thursday. And I think we have to do all we can in next 2 or 3 days that we have, make sure that we get everybody out. I think the important aspect of it is then, this is something that I have learned over the years, is getting the people out on the day to vote for it. And this is what we have to do. On Thursday, Glyn, I'm available. If there is something I can do to help, I have a car. If you feel that I can be in any way utilized, I'm more than happy to come and support and do whatever I can to make sure that you are elected and to make sure that you get into Parliament and represent the people's voice of this borough. I'm sorry if I have taken too much of your time, but I wanted to come and relay that message. All my colleagues, all my councillor colleagues, including Rabina Khan, will be voting for Glyn if they live in Bethnal Green and Bow, and if they live in Poplar and Limehouse, I believe they will vote for Hugh in Poplar and Limehouse. So it's important that we send that message and we spread the message, and we will do between now and Thursday all we can to make sure that we mobilize people to come out and vote for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Oliur.